Another place where there may be a difference between the amount of padding that the pattern designer has drafted to and the amount of padding that you have is in your upper arm. You can't just pick a larger sleeve size because the sleeve head isn't going to fit into your arm size that way. You need to stay with whatever arm size size you've drafted for to trace your sleeve head. You may have done the armhole depth adjustment, but you still haven't changed the overall sleeve head size. So in order to increase your bicep size, you do a full bicep adjustment. There's a bit of a difference if you're doing, I'm going to talk about doing a full bicep adjustment of under an inch or under, and then I'm going to talk about doing a full bust adjustment for more than an inch. Basically, you need to measure your body, measure the pattern, figure out where the fullest part of your bicep is with respect to the actual pattern itself. It might be up nearer the armhole, near the armpit. It might be lower down. I'm doing a full bicep adjustment fairly high up in the arm, but this first line can be drawn really anywhere. So what you do is, again, you cut from the sleeve, the bottom of the sleeve, this is a short sleeve, all the way up to the shoulder seam and leave a hinge like that. And then you cut across where you've determined you need to add the fullness, and again, leave a hinge. And then it's kind of tricky, but you want to basically just spread it like this, and try and keep this one together as much as you can. But you just spread it like this and add that volume in here. But you see, when you get to about an inch, now I'm going to talk, this is for less than an inch. You just, you go like this, and then you slide some tracing paper under there and tape it in place, and you extend this line up. You've added some volume in the armpit, and you've added some volume here, which is what you want. This is good. You'll notice, though, that as I do this, I'm changing this curve, right? And right about there, I haven't changed it all that much. I'm not going to affect too much the way the shoulder fits. If you're doing more than an inch, though, you end up with a really, really shallow sleeve head, which can restrict movement. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but the closer your sleeve fits, the more movement you actually have, which is why in a t-shirt with negative ease, you have a fuller range of motion than you do in a woven, let's say, kimono sleeve or a dolman sleeve, because in a dolman sleeve, when you're trying to move your arm, you're moving all of that fabric along with it. So, I mean, it's loose around your arms, but it doesn't actually give you as much freedom of movement as something that's tighter to your arm and to your sleeve head. So when you lower this sleeve head, you're actually making the arm not fit as exactly to your shoulder as it should. So if you're going to do that, what you need to do is, first of all, trace off this sleeve head, put it aside, do your full bust adjustment like this, tape all of this in place, and then take this piece and lay it, now obviously I pinned this here so that I don't lose the piece, but lay this sleeve head back on top of your adjusted pattern, center it, and then true up this line, retrace this actual curve here. You're keeping this volume, but you're restoring this shoulder line. I'll show you what I mean. Why are you sticking? There we go. So we're just going to cut this. Like this. Cut this. Like this. And we just fiddle with it until we get the amount of increase that we want. Oh, this hinge isn't working right. It's not quite big enough. Just like that. And then tape it all in place, and you're done.